And to each and every one of you, I could name you all for the contributions you make for expanding freedom and opportunity in our country, especially today as we acknowledge that for women. How wonderful it is to see so many yellow roses brighten this room, such beautiful symbols of the courage of the women and men who fought for and won the right to vote. We're all inspired by the purple ribbons that we see, a lovely tribute to the unsung women of color who led the march for suffrage for all women. In Emancipation Hall, as you may know, a few years ago, we installed a bronze bust for Sojourner Truth, commemorating her immeasurable contributions to the cause of equality and that of all women of color who fought for suffrage. We're pleased to see Sojourner Truth take her rightful place in the Capitol along with Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Lucretia Mott, Susan B. Anthony. And here we are, 100 years since that eventful day when suffragettes succeeded in having that resolution pass the House of Representatives. And here we are, 100 years after that day, with over 100 women serving in the Congress of the United States. That's pretty exciting. Almost as rowdy as the suffragists themselves. But we welcome all of the members of Congress, present and former, and especially the women members. So 100 years ago, that resolution, the House passage of the 19th Amendment, passed the House. Earlier today, we passed a resolution observing that historic vote. In 2 weeks, the Senate will pass their resolution marking 100 years since the passage in the Senate. And then the states across the nation will join in celebrations for the ratification through next August, 100 years since the adoption of the 19th Amendment. So for about a year and a half, we'll be hard at work celebrating the passage of the 19th Amendment. It was when this amendment first passed, the press wrote, "Women given the right to vote." That couldn't be farther from the truth. Women weren't given anything. Women earned, worked for, marched, fought, starved, were starved, sacrificed everything for expanding freedom in our country. Since the birth of our democracy, women have not waited for change, but have worked for change. Now we stand on the shoulders of suffragettes, we call them suffragettes now, as we fight to protect the sacred right to be heard at the ballot box for all Americans. The promise of suffrage remains unfulfilled until every American woman can exercise her right to vote. Well, every American, really. So thank you all for your leadership. Thanks to those who are helping us commemorate it, all of you as well, for a brighter, more equal America. And thank you for the joy that your presence brings to this celebration today. Just think back 100 years when that vote took place in this House of Representatives. I do believe that any one of us who has served or is serving now are colleagues to those women, the men who made the vote there for women to have the right to vote. Think of the cheers that went up in the gallery.